Living paycheck to paycheck can feel like running on a treadmill. No matter how hard you work, you never seem to get ahead. For millions of people, the cycle repeats every month. Earn money, pay bills, cover expenses, and start over again with almost nothing left. But the truth is, breaking this cycle isn't always about earning more. Often, it comes down to changing a few key habits and financial decisions that keep people stuck. In this video, we're exploring how to break the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle for good, and the simple changes that can start putting you back in control of your money. Understand where your money is actually going. Most people who live paycheck to paycheck think they know where their money goes, but the truth is, they don't. It disappears in small amounts over the course of the month, and by the end, there's nothing left. The very first step to breaking this cycle is getting completely honest about your spending. Pull up your bank statements for the last 2 or 3 months and go through every single transaction. Categorize everything: rent, food, subscriptions, eating out, impulse buys, everything. This exercise alone can be eye-opening. Most people discover they're spending hundreds of dollars a month on things they barely remember buying. You can't fix a problem you don't fully see, and right now you need to see it clearly. Write it all down, add it up, and don't skip anything. The discomfort of looking at it honestly is far better than continuing to wonder where your money went every single month. Figure out the real reason you're stuck. Living paycheck to paycheck isn't always just about spending too much. Sometimes it's about not earning enough. Sometimes it's about debt eating up a huge portion of your income. Sometimes it's about medical bills, unexpected expenses, or a past financial mistake that still haunts you. And sometimes, yes, it really is about overspending on things you don't need. Before you can fix the problem, you need to identify which category you're in, or maybe you're in multiple. If your income is genuinely too low to cover your basic needs, the solution looks different than if you're earning decent money but spending it carelessly. Be honest with yourself. This isn't about blame or shame. It's about building a clear picture so you know exactly what you're dealing with. When you know the real root cause, you stop treating the symptoms and start solving the actual problem. Build a simple budget that you will actually follow. Budgets fail because people make them too complicated or too strict. The goal here isn't perfection. It's progress. Start with the simplest version possible. List your income after taxes. Then list your fixed expenses, things that don't change like rent, car payment, utilities, and insurance. Next, list your variable expenses like groceries, gas, and entertainment. Subtract all of that from your income. What's left? That number tells you the truth about your financial situation. If you're in the negative, something has to change. Either income goes up or expenses go down. A good budgeting approach that works for a lot of people is the 50-30/20 rule. 50% of your income goes to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings and debt. But even if you can't hit those numbers yet, just having a budget you review every week puts you ahead of most people. Use a free app, a spreadsheet, or even just paper. The tool doesn't matter. The habit does. Cut the expenses that are quietly draining you. Once your budget is laid out, you'll probably spot places where money is quietly leaking out. Subscriptions you forgot about, a gym membership you haven't used in months, streaming services you barely watch, daily coffee shop visits, frequent food deliveries that add up to hundreds a month. These aren't necessarily bad choices on their own, but when you're living paycheck to paycheck, every dollar needs to pull its weight. Go through your list and ask yourself, is this genuinely adding value to my life right now? If the answer is no, cut it. If the answer is maybe, cut it for now and revisit it later when you're in a better position. Cutting expenses doesn't mean depriving yourself forever. It means making temporary sacrifices for a better future. Most people find that when they actually track what they're spending on convenience and comfort, they don't miss most of it once it's gone. Stop living without an emergency fund. One of the biggest reasons people stay stuck in the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle is that any unexpected expense completely destroys their finances. A car repair, a medical bill, a broken appliance. Suddenly they're going into debt or borrowing money just to handle a basic life event. The solution is an emergency fund, and you need to start building one even if it's small. Aim for a starter emergency fund of $500 to $1,000. That might sound impossible right now, but it's more achievable than it seems. Sell something you don't need. Work an extra shift. Take on a side gig for a few weeks. Cut one big expense and redirect that money. The point isn't the amount. The point is to create a financial cushion so that life's inevitable surprises don't derail you completely. Once you have $1,000 saved, you'll feel a real shift in how you handle stress around money. The panic around unexpected expenses starts to ease because you know you have something to fall back on. From there, you work toward 3 to 6 months of expenses and savings. But that's the long game. Right now, just focus on the starter fund. Keep it in a separate savings account so you're not tempted to spend it, and treat it as untouchable except for true emergencies. Deal with your debt strategically. Debt is often the invisible wall that keeps people from moving forward financially. If a large portion of your paycheck is going toward minimum payments on credit cards or loans, it can feel like you're running in place, no matter how hard you try. Your financial situation isn't improving. To break free, you need a clear plan to attack your debt. Two popular strategies work particularly well: the debt snowball and the debt avalanche. The snowball method has you focus on paying off your smallest debt first, while continuing to make minimum payments on all others. Once that debt is cleared, you roll that payment into the next smallest balance. This method builds momentum and motivation because you see progress quickly, which can be psychologically powerful. The avalanche method takes a slightly different approach. You focus on paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first, while making minimum payments on everything else. This saves you more money in interest over time, though it may take longer to see the first big win. Both approaches are valid. The best one is the one you will actually stick to consistently. What's not valid is ignoring debt or continuing to pay only the minimums indefinitely. Even paying just an extra $50 per month toward a credit card can dramatically reduce repayment time and save hundreds, or even thousands, in interest over the long term. The key is simple. Make a list, make a plan, and commit to it. Track your progress, celebrate small victories, and adjust your strategy if necessary. Over time, disciplined repayment transforms debt from a heavy burden into a manageable challenge, and eventually, a source of freedom. Find ways to bring in more money. Sometimes, cutting expenses alone isn't enough to get ahead financially, especially if your income is too low to cover your basic needs and savings goals. In these situations, increasing your income isn't optional, it's essential. The good news is that in today's world, there are more opportunities than ever to earn extra money, and many of them don't require a complete career overhaul. You can leverage the skills you already have in a variety of ways. Freelancing in your area of expertise, driving for a rideshare service, delivering food or packages, selling unused items around the house, tutoring, or taking on handyman or small service jobs. Even a modest extra $300 to $500 per month can make a dramatic difference, covering essentials, helping pay down debt faster, or building a small savings cushion that reduces financial stress. But short-term side hustles are only part of the picture. It's equally important to focus on long-term income growth. Ask yourself, are there skills you can develop or certifications you can earn? Can you have a conversation at work about a raise or promotion? Investing in your abilities and your earning potential is one of the most powerful moves you can make to secure lasting financial freedom. By combining immediate income-boosting efforts with strategies to grow your long-term earning power, you create both breathing room today and a foundation for financial stability tomorrow. Side gigs give you short-term relief, but increasing your income over the long term is what truly transforms your life. Change your relationship with money. A lot of financial struggles aren't just about numbers or budgets. They're about mindset. The way we think about money shapes almost every financial decision we make. Many people carry patterns from childhood into adulthood without even realizing it. If you grew up around financial stress, it's easy to pick up habits like spending money to feel better, avoiding checking your bank account out of anxiety, treating credit cards as extra income, or buying things to keep up with friends or neighbors. These behaviors aren't about math. They're about how you relate to money. Changing your financial life starts with shifting your mindset. This means learning to delay gratification, valuing experiences over possessions, and feeling pride in saving rather than spending. It means understanding that your net worth does not define your self-worth, and that your financial mistakes in the past don't define your future. Forgiving yourself for past errors is crucial, because guilt and shame can keep you stuck in destructive patterns. This shift doesn't happen overnight, and it isn't about one dramatic change. Financial success is built from hundreds of small, intentional decisions, not a single lucky windfall. Every conscious choice you make, whether it's paying off a credit card, saving a little extra, or resisting an unnecessary purchase, adds up over time. The more you practice intentional money habits, the more natural they become, and the more control you gain over your financial future. Automate your savings so you stop relying on willpower. Willpower is a limited resource. Relying on yourself to manually move money into savings each month is risky. Life gets busy, unexpected expenses pop up, and suddenly your good intentions slip. That's why the most reliable fix is automation. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to a savings account the day after your paycheck hits. It doesn't have to be a huge amount. Even $25 or $50 works. The key is that it happens automatically. What you don't see, you don't spend. By removing the decision entirely, you remove the chance for excuses or forgetfulness to sabotage your savings. This simple habit has helped more people build savings than almost any other strategy. Over time, as your income grows or you trim expenses, you can increase the amount of your automatic transfer. Your savings start growing quietly in the background while you focus on living your life. Many people are genuinely shocked by how quickly their savings accumulates when they don't have to consciously decide to save each month. Small, consistent contributions, repeated over time, compound and add up in ways that feel almost effortless. The process is simple. Start small, automate, and then increase the transfer amount every few months. Over time, this habit transforms your finances, turning saving from a chore into a natural, automatic part of your life, and sets the foundation for financial security and long-term wealth. Track your progress and stay consistent. Breaking the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle takes time, and there will be months that feel like setbacks. A surprise expense hits, your hours get cut, you overspend during the holidays. These things happen, and they're part of the journey, not a reason to quit. What separates people who get out from those who stay stuck is consistency. Every single month, review your budget, check on your savings, look at your debt progress, and adjust as needed. Celebrate small wins, paid off a credit card, hit your first savings milestone, went a full month without overdrafting. These wins matter. Write them down if you have to. Progress in personal finance is rarely linear, but every step in the right direction compounds over time. Stay committed to the process, not just the outcome. Keep showing up for your finances every month, and the cycle eventually breaks. One of the most powerful things you can do is find an accountability partner, a friend, a spouse, or even an online community who is working toward the same goals. Talking about your progress out loud makes it more real, and having someone else rooting for you makes it easier to stay on track when things get hard. Escaping the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle doesn't happen overnight, but small, consistent changes can gradually create financial breathing room. Once you begin managing money with intention instead of reacting to every expense, your financial situation can start to shift in powerful ways. Have you ever felt stuck in this cycle? Share your experience or advice in the comments. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more videos about money, mindset, and building long-term financial stability.